Okay, hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Brad Gottschall. I am the Lower Paxton Township Manager, and in typical fashion, I will give a brief summary of tonight's agenda, particularly for the benefit of those watching at home this evening. Jumping into new business, the board will take action on a license agreement for paintball field operations at the township-owned Wolfersberger Park. Next, the board will take action to award a contract for the Friendship Center gym floor restoration project. After this, action will be taken on 2 pay applications and contract closeouts for township paving projects, one for 2019 and the other for year 2020. Then, number 9E on the agenda, the board will ratify various agreements of sale related to the Locust Lane and Fairmont Drive traffic signal project. And lastly, before adjournment, payment of township and authority bills and improvement guarantees, the board will take action on a preliminary and final subdivision plan for 2251 Crumbs Mill Road. And with all that said, members of the board are seated and prepared to conduct business. Thank you.
If I may call the meeting to order. My name is Robin Lindsay, and I'm the vice chair. Mr. Henry is out of town, so I will be running. May we please do the Pledge of Allegiance? Mr. Navarro. To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Prior to the meeting, the board met for personnel information from the solicitor and our manager, Mr. Gottschall. Next on the agenda, we have the approval of minutes from September for our budget meeting and also our business meeting. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. We now have public comment. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak under public comment? Going once? Good to go. Okay. At this time, we have chairman and board member comments. Do we have any from the board?
Just a note that I attended the Capital Area Council of Governments last night over at Hampton Township, and nothing really to report other than I was there.
Thank you for sitting in for me. I appreciate it. Mr. Judd, Mr. Navarro? No? Okay. Next on the agenda, we have the presentation of gratitude to a dedicated public servant, Gary A. Chrisman. Mr. Chrisman, would you like to come up to the podium, please?
Of course.
We're going to do it a little different because of COVID. So what we've done is we have your plaque there. We also have your picture from the lobby, and we have your nameplate. So we were wondering if you could read the plaque to us, what was said on it, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. From Lower Paxton Township, presented to Gary A. Chrisman, in sincere appreciation for 20 years of dedicated service to the community and the staff of Lower Paxton Township, member of Board of Supervisors, Secretary and Vice Chairman 2020, Authority Board 2002 to 2020, and also it should say, and Vice Chairman of Authority Board, presented by the Board of Supervisors of Lower Paxton Township.
Okay. Gary, I
Yeah,
personally...
I'm sure you didn't appreciate my editing, but
We would expect nothing less.
nonetheless, it needed to be corrected.
If we need to have it corrected, Leanne, can we take care of that, please?
Do you have the authority to
Leanne.
speak on behalf of the person that's getting that plaque?
I don't know, but I'll certainly forward the information to that individual
Okay, we will take care of
as
that.
the liaison.
Yeah. Gary, it's been a privilege working with you for the past 7 years. And I'm going to try and hold back here.
Don't start, Robin.
I know, because you're going to start too. You've showed me a lot. I've learned a lot from you. I was sorry to see you go, but life moves on and life changes every day. So thank you so much for all the years that you put in and the gratitude from us to you for what you have done for all the residents of Lower Paxton Township. I appreciate it, and I know they really appreciate it. So thank you so much. Board members?
Thank you, Robin, and you did well. You didn't cause me to join you in the emotion.
Yeah. Gary, I just want to also thank you. 20 years is a long time. But I also want to thank Helen. Without her support and backing, Gary wouldn't be standing here today. He probably would have quit a long time ago. So, Helen, thank you very much. And gained a friend, and be looking forward to meeting with you down the road.
And
Thank you, Gary.
I would certainly do that.
Good luck and Godspeed.
Thank you.
And Gary, this is our new board member, Paul Navarro.
Yes.
Mr.
Yeah.
Chrisman,
Welcome and good luck.
thank you, thank you. We haven't had the pleasure.
You will
of
do
meeting-
well.
Thank you, sir. I just want to thank you for your dedication as well. We haven't had the pleasure of meeting, but I've heard so many good things about you, and I really thank you for your service for all these years. I know that it's not easy, definitely. So
And thank you for those comments. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Do you want to say anything?
I would have just 3 comments. Comment number 1 would be to, since we're televised, to say thank you to all of our citizens in the community who have supported me for more than 20 years, both at the elections and also during my service here of getting phone calls and saying, Gary, you need to do this. Gary, you need to think about this. Or Gary, I have a suggestion. And all of that has been extremely important in moving our municipality forward. So I really, really appreciate our citizens. So that's number 1. And so thank you to the citizens. Number 2, I would be remiss if I did not say thank you to our staff. The staff of our township is, in fact, the glue that has kept this municipality together. It is the glue that has moved our organization forward in a positive manner. And so to the staff that I've worked with for more than 20 years, thank you, and thank you. Keep up the good work. And thirdly, I would extend my thanks to the board for taking the time to recognize 20-plus years. It's unusual to stand here when I'm normally sitting there and saying thank you to people who we have been very fortunate to have people in our community come forth and say, I'm willing to stand up and serve our community. So to you, the board, for that recognition, I hope that kind of recognition continues to all of the people who serve on our boards, because they're giving those hours freely and because they want to make this community prosperous. So thank you to the board, thank you to the community, and thank you, staff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
But we do want you to sit up here one more time. Would you be able to sit at the end with your plaque? And then Mr. Gutschall is going to, because we can't all come together
Okay.
as a picture, Mr. Gutschall, if we'll all look. Well, you want us to go this way? What's easiest for you? Okay,
So
Okay.
where's it best, Brad?
you can just sit, yeah.
You actually used to sit down there.
Well,
That's right.
it's okay.
Want me to
It's-
sit in my old seat and move him? It's up to you guys.
Yeah.
You want me to sit here?
Yeah,
Do I have to sit-
You have to sit at the very
Or at
end
the
because
end
of the
would be
social, yeah.
That way we can, yeah, that way we
prefer
can.
the social distance.
Yeah, so we can get a picture.
Especially
Yeah,
in light of
this looks
announcements
nice.
today.
See how organized we are?
Lighting is.
Thank you, Nora.
Are you okay, or do you want to take it the
Yeah.
other way?
Some things never change. Oh.
Let me try to, there
I'll
we
do
go,
that
that
for
looks
this.
better, that looks good.
Is that better?
That looks good, yeah. Yeah, there you go, Paul, thank you very much. Looks good, guys, thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
great. Okay, thank you again, Gary, we
Do this
appreciate it.
Without a motion.
We did it.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Take all
Gary.
your goodies with you
All
there.
the goodies.
And Brad, do you just want him to let that plaque and you can redo?
Yeah, we can do
Okay.
that. We'll redo it.
Okay.
Do you want me to give it to you or
Yeah.
give it to Leanne? If you're gonna do it, you might as well do it correctly. Some things never change, do they, Brad?
And Leanne, I thought you took care of it because you were communications. Okay. Gary, watch your name tags on that picture also, so you don't lose it. Okay, great. Alrighty, thank you so much.
In light of COVID, I will be leaving.
Okay, not a problem. We appreciate you coming. And Loman sends his best, but he had to go out of town, so. Yeah. He said he'll be in touch. Okay, good. We have the manager's report?
Yes, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board. I only have one item this evening, if I may. We actually also have another special guest joining us this evening. Recently, the township went through a long process of interviewing, selecting applicants and interviewing for the position of authority staff accountant. And joining us this evening is Miss Brittany Brady. Miss Brady, a graduate of Penn State University, joins us from Mar Dussel, where most recently she served in the capacity of senior auditor, overseeing a team of public sector auditors. In the past, Ms. Brady has taken part in an annual audit of the township with a former employer of hers. And lastly, as if all that experience and a great interview weren't enough, Ms. Brady has even served in the capacity as interim finance director for Londonderry Township. So she's very understanding of the daily struggles of local government finance, and I think she'll do quite well here. So to that end, Brittany, do you want to join us at the podium as well, just to say a few words to the board if you would like? This is Brittany Brady.
Brittany.
Hi.
Brittany actually started with us just yesterday, so we're throwing her right into the fire here. Brittany, let me just ask you one question, if I may, maybe just for the board's benefit. What excites you the most about getting to work with Lower Paxton Township?
So I actually used to live in Lower Paxton Township. And then being an auditor for the township before as well, I was kind of drawn to the job just because of my involvement in the community already. So I'd have to say I'm most excited about being a part of a local government and knowing that the work I'm doing is benefiting a community.
Nice, very nice.
Gary, you're not going to ask about 3 adjectives, are you?
No, I thought about asking that.
Gary, I was going to ask,
I will live in infamy in this municipality.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Describe yourself.
Gary used to vet our applicants, so
Yeah.
what 3 adjectives describe yourself?
Oh, they asked me that during the interview, so.
Oh, Gary, they stole it from you.
At least the legacy lives on.
well, Brittany, it's we're getting busy in that department, and we're very excited about the new position, and we're very excited that we found somebody like you to fill it. You're
Thank
very
you.
very much welcome.
I'm excited to be here.
Appreciate
Thank
you coming on board.
Yep,
Yep.
thank you.
Great, nice meeting you.
Too. Thank you.
You have anything else,
That's
Brad?
all I have. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Under new business, we have action on a license agreement for paintball field operations at Wolfensberger's Park. Mr. Gutschall?
Yes, members of the board, as the board is aware, the township has for a number of years leased out a 39-acre section of the property known as Wolfersberger Park for the purpose of a privately owned paintball operation. The operator of that facility has recently sold his business to a new purveyor of paintball activities. With the sale, the township has renegotiated the real estate lease with the new ownership. The only change is the cost of the lease payment itself, which has gone from $900 to $1,000 a month. And the new paintball operation will be now called Outdoor Extreme Linglestown, and payments will commence on December 1st, 2020. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Board, do you have any questions? Mr. Zumas? I just have one, Mr. Gutschall. Are they still using the gates in and out off of Wenrick Street to get to the paintball facility?
Yes, nothing will change whatsoever with regard to the facility itself.
So those gates are only open when the paintball facility is open, because we don't normally keep them locked, right?
I'd have to double check on that, but I'm assuming so.
Okay. Okay. Do I have a motion to accept the agreement?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the license agreement for paintball field operations at Wolfsberger Park with extreme license as outlined in the public agenda.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. The next one on the agenda is action to award a contract for the Friendship Center gym floor restoration project. Mr. Gutschall.
Yes, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board, The township held a public bids opening on November 10th for the Friendship Center Gym Floor Restoration Project contract, during which 3 bids were received. The lowest base bid from HDI Enterprises LLC was in the amount of $39,029. HDI also submitted 2 additional bids on alternative. One to sand and finish the multi-purpose room at $4,449, and the other to abrade and coat the multi-purpose room, and that was at $1,400. The township, if you recall, members of the board, is in receipt of a $47,000 Dauphin County local share grant, and the original cost estimate from HRG on this project was for $50,000, so we are below that, and this is a good bid. The bids, having been reviewed by our engineer and the solicitor, seem to be in good order and ready for board action this evening. As such, the engineer and staff have recommended awarding the base bid and alternative 1 bid in the amount of $43,478 to HDI Enterprises LLC. I'd be happy to help answer any questions.
Okay, so they went alternate 1.
Alternate 1,
Okay.
correct.
Can you tell us what the difference is?
Yeah, the alternate 1 was the higher of the 2 alternates. That was to sand and finish the multi-purpose room floor, whereas the other was just to abrade and coat the multi-purpose room. So it's a more involved process, and in consultation actually with the YMCA. That was a better selection for all parties involved.
Okay,
Where are they located?
yeah, that was my question. They're out of Tennessee.
Yeah, you stumped me on that. Tennessee.
Yeah, it's out of
You're-
Tennessee. So my question was, HRG has not worked with them before. Has anybody in this area ever worked with them? I mean, that's a long
Not-
ways to come up here to do a gym floor, and it looks like it's going to take about 21 days. So my question is, they're so far, behind the other bids, and they're going to have to pay to stay here and eat their meals here. So I'm not too sure. I'm a little skeptical because they are out of state, and HRG hasn't worked with them before.
Sure. I mean, unfortunately, they are the lowest qualified bidder, so we are quite literally legally bound to accept that bid, but I defer to the solicitor on that.
I don't know how many gym floor restorers our engineers have worked with. I don't know how common that work is for township engineering firms, so I wouldn't expect there to be too much experience with them, but it is far away.
Are you comfortable with it, Steve?
I mean, I reviewed the bid. I don't know if anybody made calls to any references or not, but that would have been one way that you could have maybe found out some more information. But I don't know if that was, I don't know if that was done or if it wasn't.
There were no references in our packet. Brad, do you have any references?
I could check with HRG to see if we have any references on that. I'm not sure that they provided any, but we can follow up on that.
Okay.
I mean, the challenge of not accepting a low bid is quite substantial.
Well, you have two choices. You can either award it to HDI because they're the lowest responsible bidder, or you can reject all bids.
Mm-hmm. The only problem is the why it wants to get the floor done before they're ready to open up.
Right.
If you
Okay.
reject all bids, you start all
We
over.
have to
You
start
do.
all over again.
That's right.
Now, this has been in the works for a while, obviously, because of all the changes that happened at the Friendship Center. This is one that the township embarked on. It's covered with grant money. It's the lowest responsible bidder. Let's move forward.
So Steve, because it's grant money, they can't come in with any change orders. If they would get in there and say that their bid, their bid was too low, that it's going to cost a little bit more.
Well, I don't know that they can't come in with change orders merely because it was a grant. I mean, it has to be a valid change order, obviously, that, there was something that was unexpected, something like that. But I mean, if it's a lawful change order, I mean, they can certainly assert that, but it doesn't really matter whether or not it's a grant.
Paul, do you have any
My
questions?
question was about the change order, so I think that was answered, because I don't like change orders. So, yeah, so I won't approve it. So,
Okay, what is the wish of the board?
I think we should move forward.
Okay. Do I have a motion on the Friendship Center gym floor restoration?
Are we taking the
Alternate one?
alternate one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Madam Chair, I move that we approve the bid, award the bid submitted by HDI Enterprise for the Friendship Center Gym Floor restoration in the amount of $44,878 for the base, which includes the base bid of $39,029 and alternate one of $4,449.
Okay, I think, Mr. Gutschall, wasn't it 43 something?
Yes, it's
44,
43,478.
So we need to take the base bid of $39,029 and then add $4,449.
Correct.
Yeah, so that'll
Did I
come,
not do that?
no, I think what happened was, you might have added,
I just,
I think you added the 1,400, am I right? Because it should be 43,000.
Yeah, 43,478.
Okay, there you go, 43,478. If you could just redo that.
I move that we approve the bid submitted by HDI Enterprises for $43,478 for the Friendship Center gym floor restoration.
Great, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mission approved. Okay. Okay, we have action on an application for payment number 4 and contract closeout for the 2019 LPT paving project. Mr. Gutschall.
Yes, Madam Chairwoman, members of the board, the pay application number 4 authorizes payment in the amount of $4,000 to the contractor Pensy Supply Incorporated on the 2019 Lower Paxton Township paving project. Work included in this application was some remaining yard restoration work, and also with this payment and the board's action tonight, this contract will be officially closed out.
Okay, any questions from the board? Okay, do I have a motion to close out the final application for the payment of the Lower Paxton Township paving project?
Yeah, Madam Chairperson, I move that we approve action on application for payment number 4 and contract closeout for the 2019 Lower Paxton Township paving project as
So is-
presented by Mr. Gottschall.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, motion approved. We have an action on application for payment and contract closeout for the 2020 LPT paving project. Mr. Gutschall.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Members of the board, again, this is a little bit of a coincidence here, but this also is pay application number 4, which authorizes payment in the amount of $17,250 to, again, the contractor in this project, Pensy Supply Incorporated, on the 2020 Township paving project. With this payment and the board's action, again, this contract will also be closed out. This pay application has been recommended by the township engineer and staff.
Are we done paving for the year now?
Yes,
Yeah, we're
yep,
done.
we're
Okay, and
done.
everything's paid.
Correct.
Okay, do we have a motion on the final application for the payment?
Madam Chairman, I make a motion to accept or to pay the final payment of $17,250 to Pensy Supply for 2020 LP Township paving project closeout.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Next thing is on the agenda is action to ratify agreements of sale for certain easements for the Locust Lane Fairmont Drive traffic signal project. Mr. Gutschall.
Yes, board members, in order to deal with the traffic signal project at Locust Lane and Fairmont Drive, really in the most expeditious manner, I worked with HRG, our engineer, to execute various agreements for sale for easements, and also one temporary easement between the township and 3 separate landowners. All 4 agreements provide individual sums in consideration of the purchases, all totaling $6,200. At this point, the agreements do require ratification by the board in the form of a motion. I'd be happy to answer any questions on those items.
So Brad, we've gotten all the right-of-ways, okay? And, okay, you're looking?
Yeah,
Technical-
save for one at the technical school.
Okay,
We're
so
still
we're
waiting
still
on that one.
working,
Yeah.
still working with them.
Yeah.
Do we know how long that's gonna be?
HRG had mentioned that they have a board meeting in December, that they'll wrap the question up at that point.
Okay. So do we think we're on schedule for that light for the spring?
We still seem to be, yes. Yeah, Yingst seems to be confident that even with the lag, it still keeps us on schedule. But we have to keep rolling after December.
Okay.
Yeah.
It has eased up since Devonshire Heights opened up on Saturday, so the traffic there has eased up a little. Board, do you have any questions?
Yeah.
Does the public have any questions? Okay, do I have a motion to ratify the agreements on the certain easements for the Locust Lane Fairmont Drive traffic signal project?
Madam Chairman, I move that we approve the action to ratify the agreements of sale for certain easements for the Locust Lane Fairmont Drive traffic signal project as presented by Mr. Gottschall.
Do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Next, we have subdivision and land development. Action on a preliminary final subdivision plan for 2251 Crumbs Mill Road. Is this you, Ms. Brad?
Yeah, sure. I'll kick it off, if I may, members of the board, and also I believe an engineer for the applicant is here as well. The purpose of this plan, members of the board, is to subdivide the lot located at 2251 Crumbs Mill Road into 2 separate building lots. Currently, the property stands at 5.36 acres. Lot 1 will include the office building and have a total area of 3.88 acres. Lot 2 will include the single-family dwelling and have a total area of 0.98 acres. Both lots will be in the Business Campus Zoning District and will be served by public water and sewer. This plan was approved at the November 11th, 2020 Planning Commission meeting.
Good evening, Madam Chair. Rick Castranio with Alpha Consulting Engineers. Simply, it is a subdivision of a existing single-family house off of the office building. For some reason, it was built, when it was built back then, they had them both on the same parcel. One of the reasons why probably was that we had to get a zoning variance because the distance between the office building and the single-family house is only 50 feet, and we had to get a setback variance, which was granted by the zoning hearing board. So I can certainly answer any questions. There also is a waiver the waiver is for widening the road. There's an existing curb line and sidewalk with a right-hand turn lane already. We are going to dedicate the additional right-of-way that was requested by HRG.
Does the board have any questions? Because there were waiver requests and comments, administrative comments.
Staff supports the waiver request. I see the widening of the streets
It
Yes.
looks-
and the right-of-way cartway.
Yeah, it looks like they support everything.
Correct.
I think that's good for me.
Brad, do you have any comments?
I do not.
Paul, Norm?
Like to make any up?
I could try, but
Under the administrative items to be addressed prior to upon plan approval, have they all been taken care of? It's under
I'm
administrative.
sure there are some fee, they will
They
pay
will
all
be
the
take-
fees if
okay.
they have not been taken care of, and
Okay.
we have not submitted the disc with the revised plans yet to the township, but we will do that very quickly upon approval.
So Planning Commission agreed on it, and staff is okay, right, Brad?
Correct.
Okay. All right, what is the wish of the board?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the preliminary final subdivision plan for 2251 Crumbs Mill Road as outlined.
With the approval of the waiver. And then also subject to the comments.
To the comments, yeah.
With the approval of the waivers and subject to the administrative comments.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for
Yeah.
coming.
Thank you very much, and the staff was very good to work with.
Great, that's always good to hear.
That is
Thank
great.
you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we have improvement guarantees. We have one for Old Iron Estates and one for 4301 Hillsdale Road. We're going to separate these. So do I have a motion to approve the improvement guarantees for Old Iron Estates?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Could I have a roll call vote, please, Shelley?
Mr. Zumas,
Aye.
Mr. Judd,
Aye.
Mr. Navarro,
I abstain for personal reasons.
Mrs. Lindsay.
Aye. Okay, thank you. 4301 Hillsdale Road, a release. Do I have a motion?
Madam Chair, I move that we approve the improvement guarantee for 4301 Hillsdale Road.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Payment of bills, Lower Paxton Township and Lower Paxton Township Authority. Mr. Treasurer.
Madam Chairperson, I move that we approve payment of the bills for Lower Paxton Township and Lower Paxton Township Authority.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, do we have any announcements?
Just one quick one. I guess everyone has realized that Nye Road is now open. That project goes back over 6 years ago when Representative Marsico, who was serving on the Transportation Committee at the time, kind of got that thing moving. I remember going out there and we took a lot of pictures and did a lot of the legwork to get the blueprints put together that PennDOT eventually got moving. The four-way stop sign is temporary. In talking with PennDOT, the traffic signal probably won't be in until sometime in January. I guess COVID has taken its toll, and people that are making traffic signals, I guess they shut down for a while, and it'll be nice when it's finished. But that goes back quite a ways, and kind of a thank you to Representative Marsico, retired, for getting the ball rolling and starting that project over 6 years ago. So thank you, Representative Marsico.
I remember growing up out there as a young girl that Nye Road was considered a back road. And now to think that it's, that it's a traffic signal. I know we did have a lot of comments, had a lot of phone calls. It was not open Saturday morning. It opened Saturday night, probably a little after 6ish. So they were still paving on Saturday, but they didn't tell us when on Saturday it would open, but it did open on Saturday.
That's why they didn't tell us. It was, they worked right up to the very end.
They did.
And I used it tonight coming here. I haven't used that intersection really intentionally for 10 years because it simply wasn't worth it. You know, it was so much, so many challenges there. So I'm really excited for this. This is, I think, for safety and for convenience, and I appreciate everybody's patience. Come January, it'll all be done. Four-way stop sign, we can handle that. If you could handle it the way it was before, we can certainly handle four-way stop sign with a street that's been aligned for, you know, I think for a lot of people in that section of the township, this is an exciting development. And by spring next year, we'll have the Fairmount light in, and we'll be on to other projects.
I'm sure the residents on Devon Road are excited that it's open, so no more traffic for them, tractor and trailers. Jeff's doing that. Okay.
Madam Chairwoman, my apologies if I may. I'd be completely remiss if I failed to mention. I had made a note to mention it during my manager's report, but I failed to. Early this morning, at its regularly scheduled meeting, the YMCA board officially voted to approve the Friendship Center, Lower Paxton Township YMCA agreement. It was a unanimous vote, and the Y staff will be in the center doing all it can to prepare the center for its eventual quick reopening. They're going to take this month to try to rev up its membership generation campaign, and hopes to get the center up and running, late December, maybe into January. So that's kind of the timeline that they're pushing for, and so it's very exciting news for the Y and also for the township.
So it's now called the Friendship YMCA.
Correct.
Okay, great,
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, our next meeting of the board will be on Tuesday, December the 1st at 7 o'clock in this room. Next Tuesday at 7 o'clock, we will have the Lower Paxton Township Authority meeting. Does the board have any comments, any announcements? Mr. Gutschall? Good. Okay, do I have a motion for adjournment?
So moved.
Second? Meeting adjourned.
Thank you.